Hello.
Guys, we're wearing sweaters.
Long sleeves and long pants and dog socks. I just noticed them.
I have socks on. Yesterday I put...
Fluffy socks,
yeah,
too.
they're fluffy socks. Yesterday I put on socks to walk around my house, and it was just amazing. I love that season where you can wear socks around your house and your feet don't get disgusting. Because, when you have hardwood floors and you have to rinse off your feet before you get into bed?
Yes.
When you wear socks, you just take off your socks.
I wear socks all the time in the house for the most
don't.
part. Or house shoe. I'm a big house shoe girl.
See, I wish I was a house shoe girl, but not quite. Sometimes. Not quite, though.
Yeah, I got those smiley face house shoes and never looked back.
Oh, I do wear mine, but not quite as frequently.
Mine have almost become, they're too gross to still be house shoes because I wear them to walk to the mailbox.
The antithesis of house shoes is that they don't leave the house.
Sometimes I just forget to put real shoes on because I'm wearing house shoes.
Yeah, one time when we were living in the apartment, I forgot I had them on and not real shoes, and I just wore them to walk the dogs to the park, and I looked down and was like, whoops.
Yep.
Wasn't supposed to do that.
That was me yesterday. I walked to the mailbox and I saw the neighbor and he kind of looked down at my feet and I was like, whatever.
Don't ask. I did just get Boston clogs and they are a little bit life-changing, so I do love them. They were expensive, but it's a fall shoe.
Truly, truly. Okay, so it's October, so we read a witchy book.
It's spooky season.
Indeed. There is a pumpkin skeleton on my front porch.
I love him.
Isn't he so cute?
Have you named him yet?
No, I can't think of anything.
My name is Lewis. I was explaining Lewis to somebody at work a couple days ago, and I was like, have you seen this pumpkin? This pumpkin man?
I love him.
Lewis, too.
No, I was trying to think of a name that's a pun. Like a Halloween pun, like a male celebrity name.
Oh, that's a good one.
But with a Halloween pun, and I haven't gotten there yet.
All right, I'm gonna think on this.
Yeah, if the people have recommendations for he's a bright orange skeleton with a pumpkin for a head, and he's about 4 feet tall.
He's pretty close to life size.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, okay, you need to post the picture of him in your passenger seat.
I ordered him Target curbside because I had gone to Target the day before, saw him, and was like, A, I need to think about this for 30 more seconds before I just buy this pumpkin. B, I need to ask my husband if I can buy a 4 foot tall plastic pumpkin skeleton. But it was only $40, so I was like, I don't have to think that hard about it. I just have to think a little bit more about this. So I went home, asked Ryan. Ryan was like, absolutely.
Great.
Very supportive. And then I ordered him on Target curbside because I was like, I just need this one thing. I'm not going to go all the way into Target. Plus, I don't even, whatever. And so this girl that's she was maybe early mid-20s doing the Target curbside thing, comes out, and I'm expecting him to be in a box. And he's not in a box. He's just out. Just tall. And she's holding him by the fucking neck.
Just throttling him.
Just walking out. And this was also the day after I gotten my COVID and flu vaccine. So I was dying. So I had also ordered one single pack of ramen noodles. Just one.
Just one?
Well, because then I was about to be on my healthy thing that I'm on right now. So I was I'm not going to buy a whole thing of ramen noodles. So I bought one pack of Shin ramen.
Nice.
And a can of coconut milk to put in the ramen.
Amazing.
So she had Pumpkin Man by the neck and my bag of one single ramen and one single coconut milk. And she was like, do you want him in the back seat or in the front seat? And I was like, probably the back seat. And then I was like, no, this will be funny.
Put him in the front seat.
And she was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I kind of like the thought of being at a stoplight and someone seeing this pumpkin man in my car. And then she just could not stop laughing. And I could not stop laughing. And it was this very pure moment that I had with this total stranger that just Literally, I would have paid $40 just for that, like 30 seconds of pure joy.
With this Target girl.
Yeah, it was Target Girl if you're out there. That was a really fun, like 2 minutes for me.
It almost would have, it would have also been incredible had he been like propped up in the backseat like a child, just like strapped in. I would have enjoyed that at a stoplight too.
Because she was like, do you want me to just like lay him down back here? And I was like, I don't really know. Because he was like, he bends, but you have to kind of like finagle him. Because it like, it's the kind of bending where it like clicks, where it's like click into place when you like move his joints. So it feels very resistant to movement at first. And she was like, I don't want to break him. And so, yeah.
Thus,
he rode in my passenger seat.
I love that. Very spooky.
Yeah, it was delightful. And now he's sitting on my front porch like this with one hand waving to everyone who walks by. Anyway.
Today we read
Payback's a Witch
by Lana Harper.
Yeah.
If you're me, you read it today. I finished it 5 minutes before I left.
Abigail's had a busy week.
I've had a very busy week. And we decided like last Sunday we were going to record this week on Sunday. And I was like, okay, that's no problem. But then I had to travel for work and had windows put in my house and lots of other chaos. And thus, I got up at 7 this morning to finish this book.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So this book, it's possible that some of you have read it because it came out in 2021. So it's not a new book, but it is a new to us book.
Yes. Katie, you've had this one for a while, right?
Yeah, I've had it on my shelf for a while. I bought the print copy last September when I was in LA because I went to Ripped Bodice. And I bought it there because it was like late September and I was like, oh, I'll read this next month. And then I didn't read it last October. So then what am I going to do? Read a witch book not in October?
No.
So then I waited until now. And I also own the 2 sequels because I found them on Book Outlet.
Oh, that's right.
And the covers are really cute. So I was like, I just want to like have these. And the paperbacks on Book Outlet were like $6 each. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just get them. But yeah, it's super cute.
This is like the coziest fall book ever.
Yes. And I think initially when I picked it up, I didn't realize that I had heard of it before I bought it in Ripped Bodice, but I didn't know it was a romance because it's not super like marketed as a romance.
Yeah.
And so then when I saw it in Ripped Bodice, I was like, wait.
It's a romance.
It's a romance? And so that was what got me.
Okay. All right. Let's get started. I'll read the blurb because I have it right here. Emmy Harlow is a witch, but not a very powerful one, in part because she hasn't been home to the magical town of Thistle Grove in years. Her self-imposed exile has a lot to do with a complicated family history and a desire to forge her own way in the world, and only the very tiniest bit to do with Gareth Blackmore, heir to the most powerful magical family in town and casual breaker of hearts and destroyer of dreams. Fair enough. But when a spellcasting tournament for which her family serves as arbiters approaches, it turns out the pull of tradition, or the truly impressive parental guilt trip that comes with it, is strong enough to bring Emmy back. She's determined to do her familial duty, spend some quality time with her best friend, Lyndon Thorne, and then get back to her real life in Chicago. On her first night home, Emmy runs into Talia Avramov.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of, like, V's in there.
Yeah. Avmarov or Avmarov.
Either way.
Yeah.
An all-around badass adept in the darker magical arts who is fresh off a bad breakup with Gareth Blackmore. Talia had let herself be charmed, only to discover that Gareth was also seeing Lyndon, unbeknownst to either of them. And now she and Lyndon want revenge. Only one question stands. Is Emmy in? But most concerning of all, why can't Emmy stop thinking about the terrifyingly competent, devastatingly gorgeous, wickedly charming Talia Avramov?
Nice.
Thank you.
So yeah, this, and I do want to point out that the like kind of subhead before the blurb sort of deal thing online says Chilling Adventures of Sabrina meets the L Word, and I think we were both like, huh.
Wouldn't have put those two together.
But it is absolutely true.
I've never watched The L Word, so I can't talk about that. But I did watch a season of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yeah, this book has like major Sabrina remake vibes.
Which I did love the vibes of the season I did watch.
Yeah, it's really good. And like I told you the other day, it is making me want to go back and rewatch at least that first season before shit got weird.
Those like Archie Comics remakes have just gotten weirder and weirder over the years.
Yep, it's always the first season is really good and then everything else is like, what are we doing here?
Riverdale lost me though. I did watch the pilot because I was like, I grew up reading Archie Comics and I was like, yeah, you know, like let me see. And then I found out they made Miss Grundy hot and I was like, meh, nope, I don't think I can do this.
Yeah, that, yeah. I was also a big Archie Comics girl, and I powered through that first season because I was like, this is fine, but then they lost me just like they did everyone else. But I was a big Sabrina the Teenage Witch fan, and so then when they came out with Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, I was like, this is extremely my shit, because I watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch every Friday after school.
I did love that show because it would come on like, I think it would come on Nick at Night for a time. At least. I remember when episodes were premiering and I feel like I watched it when I was pretty young because it's very tame.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like I did definitely watch reruns. And I don't know where they were. Maybe it was Nick at Night.
I would imagine they were on Nick at Night. I think originally it came on like the CW or the WB or whatever the fuck it was then.
I'll have to do some research.
I think it was on the WB, I want to say.
Because
I only got like 6 channels on my rabbit ears.
Yes, of course.
So it had to have been on one of them, and the WB is probably the most likely one.
Yeah, Katie and I have some deep lore when it comes to like PBS and whatnot.
I've seen every fucking PBS show from 1995 to like 2009.
Me and Between the Lions.
Yeah, Dragon Tales.
Oh, yes.
I was way too old to be watching Dragon Tales, but I sure as hell did.
What else were you going to watch, though? C-SPAN?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't even get C-SPAN.
I don't know if we got C-SPAN. That was just the first thing I could think of.
It was either PBS or soap operas during the day.
We definitely got the Weather Channel because my dad would put it on every morning. So my mornings getting ready were like soundtracked by the like do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, yeah.
Of the Weather
the
Channel.
The Weather Channel song.
Yeah, which fucking sucks.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so there's a lot of plot in this book, and we do not, frankly, have the time to go through all of it, so we're going to hit the high points.
The high points.
Which is pretty much all the, like, kind of 3 major instances or competitions that happen within this, like, witch tournament.
Yes.
That they're having. So the whole idea behind this book is that Emmy Harlow, great witch name, by the way.
A lot of good witch names in this.
Lots of good witch names in this. Goes home to Thistle Grove, excellent witch town name.
Incredible.
Perfect. She lives in Chicago. She works at, this is very important to me, she works at one of those, like, subscription box places, but it's like a witch subscription box.
Where can we sign up?
It's incredible. I love it. So she's living in Chicago, thriving, working at her witch box place.
It's called Enchantify.
Enchantify, that's right. And she goes home because it is her role in her family to host this witch tournament this year.
Yes. It's like every 25 years, so it's like once a generation somebody has to do it, and now it's her turn as the oldest in the family. And she says her parents like kind of guilted her into it. They sound lovely.
Yeah.
It was like kind guilt.
Yeah, they're like, this is your God-given right to like host this witch tournament.
Yeah, and if she didn't come back, then her cousin would have done it. So like nothing would have been ruined, but they wanted her to do it.
Yeah, her parents just kind of want her to accept her witchy side. So early on in the book, she goes home. We get a lot of like exposition about how emotional it is for her to come back to this town, yada yada. And then she goes to this bar, which sounds fucking excellent.
I want to fucking live in this bar.
Yes.
It's called the Cauldron? Something like that.
Sure, I don't remember the
It's
name
something
of it.
Cauldron, or it just is the Cauldron. I don't remember. And it is Halloween all year.
Yep.
But they make a point to say the drinks are excellent.
Yeah.
So while they sound disgusting and are like kitschy, they're just also exceptionally good. It's like Halloween tiki bar.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have a skeleton in there named
Dead Fred.
Dead Fred, who I love. Maybe that's what my skeleton's name should be.
Dead Fred.
There we go. That's
There
it.
you go. Yeah.
Okay. So she's in this bar and runs into her terrible ex, Gareth.
Awful name.
Which his entire family seems to be named after the like Knights of the Round Table. And he does not recognize her.
He's plastered.
This is so insane to me. This is a great way to establish someone as a bad, as like the enemy character in a book.
Oh, yes. Because I would have been furious.
Yeah, like your ex that you dated, like they were like in high school, right? Like end of high school.
Yeah.
For like a quite extended period of time.
Like 4 months, which in high school obviously is very extended.
Yeah, just like straight up looks at you and is like, what's your name? Insanity.
Yes.
Insanity. So they have a funny exchange and Emmy's just like stewing.
Yeah. And then, who appears in the corner? Miss Talia.
Yes. Who is like kind of, we're supposed to believe like Emmy's nemesis, just in that there are like 3 main witch families in this town.
4.
4 main witch families in this town. Emmy, the Harlows, which is Emmy. The Avmarovs, which is Talia's family. The Blackmores, which is Gareth's family. And the Thorns, who we have not met yet at this point in the book.
Right. They've been mentioned, but we haven't met them yet.
Yes. And Emmy's best friend, Lyndon, is of the Thorns.
Yes.
So Talia is supposedly a nemesis of Emmy's, mostly in the sense that all of these families are kind of
competitive.
Yes, exactly.
So like nemesis light.
Yes. Importantly, Talia is hot.
Talia's hot. And
Talia is forcing Emmy to drink all of these insane cocktails that the bartender Morty has concocted.
And they're served in like pumpkins.
Yeah.
Like plastic pumpkin cups, and they're like very ornately decorated too. I love this scene. One, I love a bar. I love a bar with a great cocktail. I love a spooky bar. Which, like, we don't have very many spooky bars around here.
True.
But I love sitting at like a dark bar with like a cocktail.
Yeah.
I did get to do this in Houston, which was very nice. And it was raining outside, and it was perfect because I went to Anvil, obviously.
Nice, obviously. Yeah, and these drinks are described as being like very like insane colors, insane flavor combinations. There's like candy involved.
Yes, they sound disgusting, but also not. Oh yeah, okay. So they get like a trio of drinks: the demonic decadence, pumpkin pandemonium, and the flirty mermaid. We don't get a sample of the flirty mermaid, which is the one that's like neon green and kind of sounds like liquefied gummy worm. I think is what Emmy says. So Talia and Emmy are talking. Emmy finds out that Talia also dated Gareth.
Yeah. Or they were like sleeping together or something. I don't think it was that serious.
No, it was like a fun casual fling, but Talia got a little bit stung in it. And so the next morning, you know, they like flirt because again, Talia's hot. Emmy also sounds hot because we're just going to assume everyone's hot in these books.
Yeah, this is like also the kind of interaction, the kind of like quote unquote enemies to lovers, even though they're not like enemies. Mm-hmm. This is the scene where it's like, oh, maybe she isn't so bad kind of thing.
Emmy notes that Talia, who is 2 years older than her, just like broke everybody's hearts in high school. Like, I think she said it was like a queer girl rite of passage to have your heart broken by Talia, which is very funny.
Yes.
And so, yeah, this is like their first kind of real interaction since high school or whatever.
Yes.
So the next morning, Emmy goes to brunch with Lyndon, her best friend, who she's kept in touch with, but she hasn't come back to visit. I don't know if they've seen each other in person, like, in forever.
It sounds like they hadn't, and Lyndon's kind of very understandably butthurt about that.
Yeah. Oh, I would be too.
Yeah.
And Emmy's kind of like, well, we've just like, in her mind, she's figured they've kind of mutually decided to like organically drift apart.
Yeah.
Which happens in adulthood, but Lyndon does not feel that way.
No, Lyndon's like, you fucking left me.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so they're having brunch and they're catching up, and Talia shows up. And Emmy's like, what the hell? You guys are friends? And then it turns out Lyndon dated Gareth very recently. Emmy's a little pissed off, to be fair.
Because she's like, yo, you were dating my ex and you, like, didn't think to tell me about it?
And also the ex who, like, completely broke my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a little mad. But Lyndon's very hurt by what happened, so she puts that aside.
Yeah.
And Talia is mostly just, like, out for petty revenge, which I respect.
Right, because she's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. So Gareth made Lyndon believe that they were, like, exclusive and dating and whatnot, while he also was sleeping with Talia on the side.
Yeah.
Talia is like, yeah, I knew we were just having fun, but I was under the impression it was exclusive fun. So they both were lied to.
Yep.
Or lies by omission, whatever. Either way. Lyndon's genuinely hurt. Talia's just pissed off.
Yeah. And so then, as I wrote in my notes, they decide to John Tucker must die him. And if you are like Abigail and you have not seen a movie ever,
No.
that means they just band together and they're like, we're going to take this man down.
I know the premise. I just haven't seen the movie.
You really need to watch it. It's really fantastic.
That'll be our next movie night.
Yes, the cast is very good. It's really fantastic.
Isn't Penn Badgley in it?
Yes, he is.
Is he John Tucker?
No.
Okay.
Fucking, what's his name is? Hang on. Jesse Metcalf.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, Jesse Metcalf. And then the girls are Brittany Snow, Sophia Bush, Ariel Kebbel, who I don't really know who that is, and Ashanti.
This is like the most late
2006.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Penn Badgley is also there. Taylor Kitsch is in it.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, so they decide that the way they're going to take Gareth down is through this competition because he's one of the competitors, and so is Talia. And then Lyndon's twin brother, Rowan, is competing. Mm-hmm. And Emmy is not competing. She is the quote-unquote arbiter, meaning she's like the MC.
Yeah.
MC/judge, kind of.
She's like a vessel.
Yeah.
She has this big book and she like
grimoire.
Thank you. And she is like the MC, and then the book's in charge. Yeah, the book's in charge.
Emmy is communicating on behalf of the book.
Exactly. Thank you. That's a better way to put it.
She's like a translator.
Yeah.
She's like a priest.
Yes. And then she gets to take a bunch of notes later.
Exactly, yeah.
Which I like this job. I'd want to do this job.
I know, but it's like there's like a bit of a power struggle here because there's this kind of like idea in the town that like the Harlow family are like lesser than witches because they don't compete.
Yeah.
They
take notes.
They take notes, and each of these families has like a different kind of magical specialty too, and the Harlows, like theirs is not like quite as impressive as the others.
But as somebody who is not very competitive and loves to take notes, this is the job for me.
Exactly. Talia's family's like powers are like communicating with the dead, more or less. Lyndon's family, the Thorns, they're good at like nature stuff.
Yeah.
And the Blackmores are kind of, it's more just like feats of strength.
They have won like every gauntlet since they started except for one because I think they said the Blackmore guy was too drunk. Didn't win the one time. And so thus they've become a very, very, very powerful family. They also like the town Thistle Grove is very Halloween-y in like a touristy way. Mm-hmm. Kind of like I assume Salem is like now.
Yeah.
I've never been to Salem.
Yes.
Katie has.
Is very much the vibe that I was getting.
Yeah. And so the Blackmores just like own everything, including this giant castle that is called Camelot that is basically, I assume, medieval times.
Yeah. It feels exactly like medieval times.
They're putting like all the other families out of business because they just keep buying shit up. I just like imagine the Blackmores as just like a family of Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
And just like hoarding the wealth.
Yeah, they're just like the kind of like rich, like meathead jock.
Yes.
Play golf every day sort of vibe to me, you know?
Yes.
And so I don't remember exactly what their like specialty power is, but they're just like really strong.
Yeah, there's like they're the most powerful witches of the four founding families. The whole way this started is it's four families that founded the town, and then they have a friendly competition, and then the benefit is you become like slightly more powerful, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of get to run shit a little bit,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Anyways, Emmy's job as the arbiter is like a super important job, but there's this weird kind of perception among the town and among the other families of this like power, this balance of power.
Yeah.
So basically, the first competition...
The competitions have themes. It's like strength, wit, and speed. And so the first one is speed.
That's right.
And they have to get to the middle of this lake, which is very like Harry Potter-esque.
Yeah.
It's very much the Triwizard Tournament.
Exactly, because each of the people has their own kind of method
of getting
for doing this.
Yeah, because obviously you can't just like swim to the lake.
Right.
It's freezing for one, and it's a lake.
Right.
So Rowan and Talia have an alliance. Emmy is like, Emmy knows what's going on, but as the arbiter, she can't like do anything. And also, she is magically impartial. Like,
yeah, and all she can do is be like, yes, this is against the rules. No, it's not against the rules. So she's kind of helping by communicating to Rowan and Talia, like, yeah, you're skirting the rules here a little bit. You're good, basically.
Yeah. But this is, so for speed, Gareth like conjures up this ice to like get to the middle. Talia floats on a cloud of ectoplasm.
Yeah.
And Rowan makes these little tidal waves and like the fish like carry him. Basically, this is when it's revealed that they have an alliance because Rowan like sends a bunch of tidal waves to Gareth to knock him off his ice, and Talia wins.
Yeah.
And there's this big dramatic moment where everyone's like, what the hell? That's not allowed. And Emmy's like, actually it is.
Right.
And that's that. So
That's
now Gareth knows like what they're doing.
Yes, exactly. And like all of the Blackmores are pissed, but you know,
whatever.
It's all on the up and up, technically.
Yeah. Emmy gets to yell at his grandma, which is great.
Yeah.
Because also, I guess when she's doing this, she like turns into a giant.
She turns into a giant and her voice gets really loud.
Yeah.
So she's like 20 feet tall and like yelling.
Yeah. Which honestly, I feel like I'd have more respect for the family that gets to do that.
Exactly. It just, if you blow up real big like that, I would be like, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
So in between these tournaments, they're basically just doing normal shit. They're hanging out with their families. They're hanging out with their friends.
We've got a great cast of cozy places they go to.
We do. So at one point, Talia and Emmy meet up in what is called the Witchwoods.
Yes.
Appropriately.
It's the celebration after Talia wins the first challenge. And so the family is hosting a bonfire, which, incredible. I love a bonfire.
Yeah.
The woods are spooky as hell.
Yeah. So they kind of go wander off separately. I wrote lots of longing looks.
There are lots of longing looks. There have been lots of longing looks up until now.
Yes.
And yeah, they go in the woods. Talia shows Emmy that, hey, these woods aren't so scary. The trees are just full of ghosts. Look, here's a ghost. Yeah. And Emmy's like, that's spooky as shit. What do you mean? But Talia's like, no, they're nice ghosts. We like these ghosts. And Emmy's like, sure, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talia kind of like demonstrates how her family can like communicate / wield like spirits, basically. She calls them shades, which is kind of a fun name for ghosts, I feel like.
Shades.
And so, yeah, Talia's just like, look what I can do. This is kind of cool. And Emmy's like, yeah, that is kind of cool. Scary as shit, though, so I'm not like super into it, but like, good for you.
Put her back.
Yeah, put her back. They do kiss.
They kiss.
In the Witchwoods. I wrote that it's at 41% because I read this on my Kindle.
Oh, good. 41%. I read it in print, so I wrote the page number down.
41%. And they start kind of fooling around, and the ghosts start to like assemble around them. And then they stop fooling around. And then Talia just drops this bomb of like, the ghosts are like drawn to sex. And I'm like, of fucking course they are.
Of course they are. Just horny ghost traps in the
And I'm
trees.
like, is it because they're just dead? And they're like, oh, we can't do this anymore. So let's like.
She says something like the ghosts are very drawn to things that represent life.
Right.
So, sex.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which makes sense. But so then they stop fooling around, obviously.
My one note about them like fooling around, because obviously it had to happen at some point, is like Emmy talks about how Talia starts to like climb on her lap and straddle her. And I just like, Emmy is sitting on the ground, and I just imagine her in like that L shape that is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, where you're like holding up with your core.
Yes. And like your legs are straight out in front of you.
Yes.
Like when you have to do like a Z press.
Yes.
And I'm just like, how is she doing that? My hips would be in so much pain.
Yeah. And she's on the like ground of a forest.
Yes.
Maybe they're leaned up against a tree.
Maybe. Regardless, Ow.
Uncomfortable.
They don't fool around for that long anyway.
No, they like barely even start, and then the ghosts start to gather, and Emmy's like, oh, what the fuck?
And Talia's like, it's not great, but like, and then she
fine.
basically tells him to go away.
Yeah.
But then they decide they're going to have dinner later.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like a very much like to be continued.
Yeah, so then a little bit later, a few days, I guess, that we don't ever really figure out like exactly how much time is passing in this book, I feel like.
I know. Emmy says that she's like there for a month
Yeah.
in total. And I guess it seems like there's a competition like every week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So some days later, some number of days later, perhaps the next day, perhaps several days later.
Who
I
knows?
did not write it down.
I don't know.
Emmy and Lyndon go have a picnic because Emmy's like, I got to get right with my best friend.
So we got to do it in a picnic.
Yeah. And then Lyndon reveals that Gareth tried to get back with her at this gala that they had that was a part of the tournament, like kickoff thing. Wasn't really a super important plot point in the book, which is why we haven't talked about it. But Gareth tries to get back together with Lyndon. Lyndon is like super upset about that. She's clearly like very traumatized by this breakup.
Yes. And Emmy was too, to the point that she left.
Right.
So I feel like we don't get a ton of details of like why this was so bad, except that he was just like one of those guys who kind of like love bombs you and then turns out to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah. So my number one, my only real beef with this book, because I really liked it, is that a lot of these relationship pieces for me were not like fleshed out in the way that I would want it to be. Like the friendship between Emmy and Lyndon, the romance between Talia and Emmy, I feel like it just goes from like, oh, she's hot to like, now we're in love. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And then we don't really get fleshed out. Like none of the relationships are super fleshed out, except I would say like Emmy's familial relationships feel fleshed out to me. But the friendships and the romantic relationships aren't really giving the level of depth that I usually would look for.
Yeah, you had told me that I think when I had either I was starting the book and I was kind of in the beginning or hadn't started it yet. And you were like, it's a really cozy book. I really like it. But, you know, here's this slight caveat maybe. And I didn't feel it quite as much, maybe just because I was so caught up in like the coziness of someone being back in their hometown and realizing they actually really love it. And like all of that stuff is really, really nice. But I also, yeah, like Lyndon and Emmy is, you just kind of have to accept like, oh, they're best friends. They grew up together, that kind of thing. Talia and Emmy, I kind of maybe got a little bit more. But it is, you know, it is kind of like, oh, we're both hot.
Yeah.
We're going to get together. I think, yeah, the biggest one that I was like, okay, I don't understand like what Gareth did to these women that they're just like torn up about it still. Like Emmy being torn up about it 9 years later, I think is a little unbelievable in a way.
Right. And like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like if we had like a few more scenes with Gareth, like demonstrating him being shitty, like more scenes like that bar scene, that would have done it for me. Yeah. You know, just to show who he is as a person a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. It's also about the Blackmores screwing over all the other families. Like they're putting like the Thorne family out of business. The Thorne family has like this beautiful orchard with like a pumpkin patch and whatnot, which is exactly where I want to spend my time. But
oh, I have good news for you about book 2.
Wonderful.
Lots of orchard time.
Lots of orchard time. Oh man. But the Blackmores like opened up an orchard and now all the tourists go there. Like the Talia's family has like basically a shop of like witch tchotchkes and same thing, the Blackmores have a better one or whatever.
Yeah.
Emmy's family is like mostly spared because they own a fucking bookstore.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Which we get a nice scene of them like hanging out in the attic of the bookstore where they're just like studying basically. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, that's all I want.
Yeah, we get a good scene with her and her dad in the bookstore that's really sweet. I love her dad in this book.
We get a coffee shop scene.
Yeah. All of our faves.
All of our faves. I want to live in this town full time.
Yeah. So Emmy and Lyndon are on this picnic. And Lyndon is upset about Gareth, and then, like, it either is combined with or turns into Lyndon is upset about Emmy leaving.
Yeah.
And this is when Lyndon is like, what the fuck did you do? Like, why did you do this? Like, why did you leave me?
Right. And it's a nice moment of kind of like confrontation, but also like, hey, like, you're supposed to be my best friend. And like, why are you so like against coming back at all?
Mm-hmm.
And Emmy's kind of like, I don't know. And they like, it's a good moment where it's the first time where they're like, Emmy, you like it here. Like, why the fuck would you not come back? Or do you not want to come back so badly? And she's like, oh, my independent life in Chicago. And it's like, is it really that great?
Yeah, she's still really, even now at this point, like still hanging on to the like, oh, my life is so good in Chicago. I don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
But this is sort of the first seeds planted of like, she's like, maybe I do like it here.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so the other kind of like through line of this book is that for the witches that are from Thistle Grove, like these original families, if they leave Thistle Grove, their magic like lessens.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're gone for long enough or if they go far enough, it like leaves entirely. But if they come back to Thistle Grove, it comes back. It just takes some time to come back. So it's not like they're gone forever. So like when Emmy was in Chicago, she didn't have any powers. And which she doesn't have that strong of powers anyway, or so we think.
So we think.
And so she's coming back and like everyone's been kind of hinting like, oh, has your like magic shown back up yet or whatever. But it's right after this picnic that her magic does start to show up again, which is nice. And she's very excited about it.
So as they're, John Tucker must dying Gareth, they are having these little like basically like study breaks of like, oh, how can we like fuck him over some more?
Yeah.
And so Emmy and Talia have one where they decide they're going to contact Talia's founder ancestor. His name is Margarita?
Yes, Margarita. Yeah.
Through the scrying...
A scrying mirror.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so...
Basically a fancy seance.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
They actually say seance at one point, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which sounds like a fun seance. They get to eat cake and take shots of vodka.
Yeah, this crazy vodka that like helps summon this.
It was like her favorite or something.
Yeah, once I die, this is how you get me to come back.
Vodka?
No, not vodka. Just
didn't think so.
Consume my favorite things.
Your favorite things. Okay, so what is it? It's like
Shiner prickly pear.
Shiner prickly pear.
A Negroni.
A Negroni. Food wise, I actually don't know your favorite foods. Oreos from the corner store.
Yeah, I was gonna say golden Oreos. I do like a golden Oreo. Probably some type of Thai food.
Nice. Pad Thai.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right, noted.
Pad See You.
Oh, yes,
Pad
that's
See
right.
You. That's how you get me.
All right, noted.
Pad See You and a Negroni.
What a pairing.
Madam Mams.
Pad See You and a Negroni from Sammy's.
Yes, exactly.
All right, noted.
That is a perfect descriptor of the perfect combination of highbrow and lowbrow tastes that I have.
Yes, absolutely. We've got good cocktail taste. Our food taste, though, leaves something to be desired.
Yesterday, I wanted McDonald's so bad. I wanted it so bad.
Did you resist?
Yes.
And you're because you're still sober, healthy October.
Yeah.
Do you feel better, though?
I feel fucking great.
Of course.
I'm sleeping well. Okay, so Talia and Emmy hang out at Talia's house and do this drunk seance.
Yeah.
And then they make out.
Yep.
And that's at 55%. I wrote down.
Yep. They, once again, say they're going to go on a date.
Yes. Then the next day or whatever, again, some brief amount of time has passed. Emmy has a similar heart-to-heart with her mom that she had with Lyndon.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom, once again, is like, you like it here. Why are you so resistant to this? But she also finds out that her mom has known all along about her and Gareth because, like, Emmy kept her and Gareth dating on the DL when it happened.
Yeah.
And so Emmy's mom is like, I'm your mom. You can't keep secrets from me. I knew about this.
Also, you were 17. You're not slick.
Right. Obviously, I knew.
Yeah.
So then they also have like a nice little bonding moment over this.
Emmy's mom is always like bringing her tea, and they just get to like sit and be cozy.
Yeah, it's all very, very quaint.
Yeah. So then they have the second challenge, which is
At the orchard.
which is strength. And like
This is my favorite one.
all of these are like very like obvious of like what you have to do.
Yeah. This is my favorite one because it's so silly.
Tell us about it.
All the plants come to life.
I know.
And like kind of combine into big monsters.
Yep.
So the pumpkins, sunflowers, and the apple trees.
Yep.
So there's a pumpkin monster, a sunflower monster, and an apple tree monster. And the description of it, I just have to, like, Lana Harper is such a good writer because she describes this stuff that's, like, pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
In, like, a way that I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, the sunflower monster, I was like, that sounds fucking terrifying.
Yeah. She like notes that it like clicks when it moves, and I'm like, all right, that's unsettling.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Pumpkin monster, though, is cheesy. You can't get around it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
goofy.
exactly.
But it's fun. It's fun.
Gotta have a pumpkin monster.
Some of this is very like Halloween Town goofy.
Yeah. Yeah, but
It's cute.
Yeah, it works within the context of
Yeah.
the book. Nothing incredibly exciting happens during this competition, but Gareth does win despite
Their best efforts.
despite Talia and Rowan trying to sabotage.
Yeah. Rowan was supposed to win this one, and that didn't work out. Gareth
Yeah.
won.
Yeah. So yeah, then again, some amount of time passes, and Emmy has another heart-to-heart, this time with her grandmother. Mm-hmm. And it's basically a repeat of all of these same conversations of trying to get Emmy to come back to Thistle Grove. But Emmy's grandma in this conversation says something that is like very obviously foreshadowing about how like Thistle Grove is Emmy's destiny or what or whatever, or like you're more entrenched in this town than you even realize, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And at some point in this too, like Talia and Emmy have dinner, and they like make out at Emmy's house.
Yeah.
And they talk about Emmy's tattoos, which she has good tattoos.
She does. Emmy's mom knocks on the door and interrupts,
Yes, which is goofy.
which is very funny.
So they put a pause on that.
Yeah.
And then later, she and Talia finally do it.
At Talia's house?
At Talia's house. But anyway, so they do it.
Yep.
And then immediately get into a fight.
Yes, because Talia is basically like, I had this, like, kind of opens up to Emmy and is like, I had this ex-girlfriend and we broke up because she didn't want to stay in Thistle Grove. And basically Emmy's like, well, I don't want to stay in Thistle Grove. Mm-hmm. And then so they get into a very reasonable, very...
This
like,
one is...
Could have seen this one coming.
Yeah, this one is very reasonable. And also, like, you know, no one's wrong. But also Emmy is like, Emmy does like it here. And that's what everyone's telling her. And like throughout the book, she's like, wow, I really love it here. I kind of wish I could stay. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, you could.
Right. And she's just really digging her heels in.
Yeah.
About it. Talia says some shitty stuff about like, oh, you're just like my ex. And I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. But,
yeah, a little bit. But
it's all very reasonable.
Yeah. And it is, again, too, to like Talia being like, everyone can see you like it here.
Yeah.
Like, why won't you admit it, basically?
Yeah, exactly.
So, regardless.
So they get into this fight like the night before or like a couple nights before, like immediately before the last gauntlet competition, which is about doing spells, which is what I wrote.
It's solving riddles and doing spells.
Yeah, basically they are being given like some sort of riddle, and the answer to the riddle is a spell that they then have to perform to move on to the next activity.
It is Jeopardy.
Yes.
They have to answer what is this spell?
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
It's very funny. But just before this, Rowan, Talia, and Emmy all realized that they thought that they could combine Talia and Rowan's magic to basically create like a barricade around Gareth.
Yeah, because Talia and Rowan's magical like specialties don't blend very well.
Yeah, they're very contradictory. So they were like, maybe if we both like join and cast a spell together, it'll like lock him into place, basically.
Yeah.
And so Gareth is doing really well in this competition. And so Talia and Rowan are like, let's do the thing. Mm-hmm. And they do.
And it does work.
Yeah, but it kind of backfires.
Yeah, so Rowan wins this competition, but when Gareth gets out of his magic cage or whatever, he gets out so forcefully that it sends, like, Talia's magic back into her. Mm-hmm. And she becomes, like, haunted.
Yeah, basically.
With all the ghosts that she was kind of using. Or all of her ghost power, whatever.
Right, because her magic is ghost magic, and it sent that magic back into her.
Yeah, so she's, like, comatose, and Talia's mom is like, she's got a bunch of ghosts in her. Mm-hmm. It's not good. So all of her family has to kind of come around her and de-haunt her, basically.
Which takes a good amount of time.
Right. But now, since Talia, Gareth, and Rowan have each won a competition, there has to be a tiebreaker. And so Emmy, as the arbiter, is like, well, shit, we got to do this. And
like, someone has to step up in Talia's place, basically. Mm-hmm.
So Emmy decides she's going to step up in Talia's place and makes her cousin Delilah the arbiter, which is another relationship we did not get a lot of.
No, we meet Delilah relatively early on, and we kind of learn that Delilah is, like, jealous of Emmy, because it's more like, you left and I'm still here, so, like, why are you getting all the glory of, like, mm-hmm. being the arbiter and stuff when I'm the one who's held it down at home? And, like, Delilah's, like, helping Emmy's dad run the bookstore and, like, all, like, she is really holding it down for the family.
Oh, she's reasonable. Emmy's just like, Delilah's annoying.
Yeah.
Which maybe she is, but.
Yeah, and we just don't get enough time between these two for it to feel, like, satisfying, I feel like.
Yeah. This is a very short book. In the print version, it's 310 pages.
Yeah, I would have read, like, a 500-page version of this book had it fleshed out kind of all the... Because what I feel like, and I was going to share this when we talk about our overall thoughts, but since we're talking about it now, like, I feel like this book wants to be a fantasy, but it also wants to be a romance. And in trying to be both, it doesn't really hit either of them.
Yeah.
To the amount of satisfaction that I'm, like, looking for. Mm-hmm. And so I would have rather this been, like, billed and marketed as a fantasy and have it be kind of longer and more epic or whatever than have it be, like, kind of billed as, like, a paperback romance, which I feel like it was, like, that's what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Probably to appeal to that audience. Mm-hmm. But, like, I would have read, like, a 400, 500, like, more kind of fantasy packaged.
Yeah.
With the romance in it, because a lot of fantasy does have, like, a little romance subplot in it. And I think this book would have been more satisfying to me had it been that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I'm grateful for its length because I fell behind and I had a really busy week to read it. But it is one that I definitely would have wanted to spend more time with because, one, I just liked being in the town with them. And would have loved more of those moments where it's, like, developing their relationship. Maybe even, like, more about their backstory when they were all in high school and kind of how it all led to this moment. Like, I see what you mean. Like, I definitely could have done with, like, another 100 pages at least.
Right.
Of backstory, of development, whatnot. But
yeah. And there was also, like, Lana Harper writes the action in this book really well. Like, the actual, like, tournament competition. Mm-hmm. And, like, even those, I could have stood for them to be a couple pages longer, just, like, really getting deeper in the description of this, like, fucking epic magic that all these people have.
I know. All the competition parts feel very short.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my real only gripe about this book, which I will say gets does so far in the second book in this series that I'm currently reading, those problems have been fixed.
Okay, that's good to know.
There's a little more, and I'll talk about it more when I talk about what I'm reading now, but, like, it has been fleshed out a little bit so far. Anyway, so Talia's full of ghosts. Emmy decides she's going to sub in for Talia. Emmy cedes her, like, arbiter title to her cousin Delilah, which she's bummed about because this gives Emmy, like, epic power and she's, like, feeling really connected to the town.
Yeah.
Basically. And then they get to do, like, a little scavenger hunt.
This one was fun.
This was so fun. I loved this part.
So it's like they're looking for 4 items, quote unquote.
Each item connected to one of the founding families or one of the founders, which this is big Harry Potter vibes.
This is big Harry Potter vibes.
Very Horcrux.
And they apparate, basically.
Yeah.
And each collects, it's like a riddle and a scavenger hunt. It's really cute.
Yeah, it's like there's a riddle that's like, okay, say I'm one of the founders and my item is like a ring. Mm-hmm. And then the riddle would be like, this founder of this type of family had this kind of thing hidden in this kind of place. And it's more clever than that. But then the person would have to be like, oh, that must be Katey's ring. And I bet it is stored where in some valuable place to her or whatever. And then they go to that place and retrieve. Like, basically they take a little proof of
that they were there. Yeah. So Emmy gets all 4 and then is suddenly like transported. She doesn't know if she's won yet. And they all end up back in the same place. And
at the lake.
And then the arbiter... Oh, no, they end up back in the castle. Like, Emmy goes to the lake last.
Yes, she goes to the lake last. That's what it is.
And collects the item that's in the lake. And then...
Well, importantly, though, Emmy doesn't know where to go for the last item.
Yes.
And so then she gets this, like, weird feeling and sort of summons this power where she sort of has, like, a bird's eye view of the entire town.
Yes.
And her power, like, kind of leads her to the lake.
Yeah.
And she was like... That was weird. That's never happened before. It's like the town told me where to find this thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, so she wins.
Yeah.
Which means Talia's family won.
Yes.
Which is good news, because they just didn't want the Blackmores to win, basically.
Exactly.
I do wonder what that discussion was like between, like, Talia and Rowan. It was like, all right, who's going to win? Because one of them had to.
Right.
So...
Yeah, so then after Emmy's victory, we learn, like, basically Emmy is like, to her family, she's like, so some weird shit happened during the competition where I felt like the town told me what to do. And turns out all the power in this town comes from the lake. Like, that's the center of magic within the town. And the Harlow's role is basically being the conduits of said power. They're like filters, I think is the way they describe it.
Yeah. And that's kind of why they're less powerful than everyone else, because so much of their magic is used to, like, filter to everybody else.
Yeah.
And also, like, nobody knows this. They just, like, keep it a secret.
Yeah. And, like, I can't remember which character it was in the book was like, we should fucking tell people this. Like
I think it's Emmy who's like, why aren't we telling people this?
Yeah.
And her dad is like, well, Elias, the founder, he thought it was just like an honor.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to tell people, which Emmy's like, fuck that. He's an idiot.
Elias sounds like a fucking nerd.
I know, he's a nerd, which, fair enough. He was the note taker. Of course he's a nerd.
Yep.
But he was also, like, the first one to discover the town. And so that's kind of how he and his family became the filters almost. It's like, he was drawn to the town, and it's just like, oh, it's just an honor that we take on the burden. Mm-hmm. We don't need to tell anyone, which is fucking stupid. Whatever. Because everyone, like, looks down on them, but they do this very important role.
Yeah, they would be like the gods of the town if everyone knew that this is what they were doing, but whatever.
So Emmy just, like, immediately starts telling her family members, even though she's kind of not supposed to. Like, she tells Delilah. Mm-hmm. She tells Talia, too.
Yeah.
There's, like... no rules in this book.
Nope.
There's, like, the gauntlet, there's, like, no fucking rules. It feels like everyone's just, like, making shit up.
Yep.
And the book's like, it's fine.
Yeah. Why not?
Sure. So, to the point where I'm like, what are the rules in this?
I think at one point in the book, like, when someone's being critical of, like, oh, they're skirting the rules of the gauntlet or whatever, I think one of the parents of someone is like, oh, it's fine because I pretty much think the founders just, oh no, it's when they have the seance with Margarita, one of the founders, and Margarita's basically like, we just wanted to, like, have something fun to watch y'all do.
Fair enough.
And I'm like, all right.
Cool. Whatever. I think the only thing that they're like, okay, you can't, like, look into the future and see what the next thing is.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that they like draw and cursing each other.
Right. You can't like really harm each other.
Yeah. Like you can fuck with each other in the competition, but you can't like try to kill somebody.
Yeah. And so Emmy finding out that she's like this conduit of magic kind of solidifies that she is going to stay.
Yeah, because if she leaves, she loses it, and it would go to Delilah, which she's not motivated by not wanting it to go to Delilah, but she is like, oh, this is like a bigger deal than I realized.
Yeah, and she she talked several times, or like her inner monologue or whatever, she mentioned several times that like she likes the way it makes her feel, like it feels like within her body, like physically feels like good for this power to kind of come through her.
Right. So she has a good conversation with Delilah, who Delilah's like, are you going to stay? Not in like a, do I get this power? But also like, what do you want to do?
Right.
Like, this is up to you.
Yeah. And then Emmy is like, you hold it down at the bookstore. You're so good at that. Like, we can kind of share the power in this family, basically, is kind of what they come to, which is nice.
Yeah, it is nice. So they go to like the finale party, the victory party. There's a better word for that.
I don't know.
Anyway, and they're all wearing, it's like a masquerade ball too.
Yeah.
So they're all like, they love to dress up in this book.
They really do.
I love it.
They love a theme.
They love a theme. And this is like when Talia's going to be crowned as the winner, because obviously Emmy was competing in her place. Delilah's still the arbiter. Talia's still kind of mad at Emmy. And Emmy and Talia go to dance, and Emmy's like, hey, I'm staying. And they have kind of a like truce moment, I guess, where they're like, okay. And then Talia goes up, like Delilah does the ceremony thing where tries to crown Talia as the winner. Talia's like, I cede my victory to Emmy. And again, they're like, can you do that? And the book's like, sure.
Guess so.
Again, there's no fucking rules in this.
Nope.
So Emmy got to win the competition that she only competed in once. And she gets to stay.
Yep.
As she wants to. She gets to keep her job at the book thing. Or
Not
the book thing. The box thing.
The box thing. She's going to work remotely.
Which you can do in a post-COVID world.
Yep.
She'll just have to go back to Chicago once a month, which is very funny because that's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you do for your job.
And Talia's like, I'll go to Chicago with you next time, which was, they kind of meet in the middle. Because Talia was like, I'd never go. Like, I don't want to leave. I don't like how it feels, feeling like my magic drain out of me. Like, I belong here. Mm-hmm. And Emmy's like, you wouldn't even come visit? And she's like, no. Yeah. So they kind of meet in the middle where Emmy's like, okay, I'm going to stay. And then Talia's like, and I'll come with you to Chicago. Yeah. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Nice compromise.
Yeah. So then they're together. Emmy's staying. It's a very happy ending.
It is a very happy ending. Although I wish there had been some sort of like final fuck you to Gareth.
I know. Emmy should have just like flipped him off from stage.
Yeah, like he does this like when she's getting crowned or whatever, he's giving this like sarcastic slow clap kind of deal, but then he kind of gives her this little like head nod like I see you, like I respect you, whatever. But I'm like, no, like he's a bad guy. We need this to be a worse ending for him.
Push him into the fountain.
Yeah, throw him into the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah.
Overall, I really like this one. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. Super cozy. I really liked the world building. My only hold up for it is what I mentioned earlier about I feel like it should have leaned either more into the fantasy or more into the romance instead of trying to
kind of do both.
Straddle both lines. I can't speak English today.
It's okay.
But yeah, other than that, like just overall good vibes.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I wish it was a little bit longer. It reminded me a lot of the X-Hex and the Kiss Curse, which are both good, cozy fall romances that we've enjoyed.
Yep.
So that was nice. It reminded me a lot of X-Hex, which starts in the beginning of a scorned woman.
Yeah.
Except the male lead in X-Hex, I can't remember his name right now. They end up getting back together because he's not that bad. He's not a Gareth.
Right.
So it's not John Tucker Must Die. It's more so of just, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
But also similarly cozy towns that are very like witchy tourist towns and whatnot. It's very cute. I really liked this one. It was very like Stars Hollow to me in a lot of points.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like the X-Hex was more like real life, but there happens to be witches. And this book was more like
witches, and there happens also to be real life a little bit.
Yeah. This one was more fantasy-y than X-Hex.
Which is funny because X-Hex, I think, has more witches in it.
Yeah, agreed.
Where in this book, I think it's just the 4 families that are the witches of the town.
Yeah.
In X-Hex, it's like part witch college.
Right.
Which is also very fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, similar vibes, similar cozy, slightly spooky vibes. This was really nice to read this morning when it was 50 degrees out, and I opened the windows and I lit my candles and had my coffee, and it was really lovely.
Yeah, this was my first spooky of the season. And so it was a good entrance.
Yeah, this was a fun one. This was a really, this is a fun, easy, cute fall read that was just really, really cozy. Yeah,
I'm glad I finally picked it up after, like, a year of having it on my shelf, but, like, 2 years of me, like, knowing that it exists.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to go first with what I'm reading now because I'm reading the sequel to this book. So,
Katey, what are you reading now?
Yeah, so this Payback's a Witch is the first book in a, as of right now, 4-book series. I don't know if it's going to be any more than that. The 4th one just came out, like, super recent, August. And for one thing, all the covers are super cute, so I will be collecting all of these for my shelf. Because the newest one is purple and beautiful, and I really want it.
These are cute.
They're so cute. So I do own the first 3, and I will obtain the 4th one. But I'm reading the second one, which is From Bad to Cursed, which is about Talia's little sister, Isadora, getting with Rowan.
Cute.
Yeah, and so I'm like maybe 30% of the way through it, and so we get some like kind of fun Rowan backstory. We get a lot of cool orchard time. Rowan can talk to the trees, which sounds so cheesy, but there's this like really cool, like kind of beautiful exchange of him talking to a tree that's really lovely.
Oh.
Yeah, so far I'm liking this one even more than Payback's a Witch because it feels like it has resolved some of the issues that I had with just like fleshing out some of the problems.
Have you read anything about the other ones?
I have. The 3rd one is about a Blackmore and Morty.
I know. I was just looking at it and I was like, Morty, the bartender is back?
Morty the bartender.
I hate the name Morty, but I'm very happy for Morty the bartender. That sounds fun.
Yep. And then the 4th one is about Delilah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took her that long to get to Delilah, but I'm kind of happy it did.
I know. I really thought that the first book was setting up the second book to be about either Delilah or Lyndon. But instead, it's Isadora, who is someone that we barely meet in the first book. But
I like that.
But we meet Rowan, so.
I like that a lot. That's nice.
Yeah. My other, like, semi gripe about this series is that there's just a lot of characters and names to keep track of. Like, each of these families has, like, a handful of siblings. And I'm like, wait, who? Are they younger? Are they older? Like, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like I said, so far I'm liking this one even more than Payback's Witch.
Nice.
Abigail, what are you reading?
So I am reading Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, which I saw in a TikTok that somebody said was excellent. And then I went to First Light last weekend with the intention of not buying any books. And then I read 2 chapters while I was there, and it was excellent. So I bought it. I'm not very far, and I'm a little peeved because I bought it. And I told Katey I bought it, and I was like, this book is really good so far. I'm really excited to read it. Katey got off the waitlist and finished it in 2 days.
Well, I had already, like, waitlisted it from the library before you bought it, and I happened to get off the waitlist, like, literally the same day that you bought the book. And so or like the day after or something.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I guess I'm doing this.
Yup. So Katey has already read and finished it in the time period that I bought it and have not finished it.
Only because I couldn't stop.
I know. I can't, like, I'm so mad that I bought it, like, right before I had an extremely busy week. And so all of the reading time that I had to go to finishing Payback's a Witch, which, again, I wish I had had more time to spend with it.
Yeah.
And was lovely. But I'm so annoyed because I really just want to, like, sit down and, like, finish it. I think I'm on, like, chapter 7 right now. I think I finished the first third. But, yeah, this is, a lot of people have been talking about this book.
It's fucking crazy.
You texted me that it was like hard to read at points, and it is hard to read at
It's
points.
so hard to read.
Because it's satirical in a way that is extremely true to life. And it's really good. Yeah, it's about basically if you haven't heard anything about it, it's about a writer whose friend, who is Chinese American and is an extremely famous writer, dies in front of her.
That's not a spoiler. It happens in the first chapter.
Yeah, it's in the blurb too. Yeah. And June, the main character who is white, steals her manuscript and edits it and publishes it.
Which is about Chinese laborers during World War I.
Yes. So, it's a ride.
Yeah, and it's basically, the entire book is basically about, like, June is taking credit for this book that was written by an Asian American woman, and she is not an Asian American woman. And she, they publish the book under a pseudonym that makes her sound Asian, because her middle name is Song, and so they make her pseudonym last name Song, which sounds like an Asian American name. And so the whole book is about that tension, and it is really rough to read. But it's also the book is almost kind of thriller-y toward the end.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it kind of shifts to the point, which is why I kind of got to a point where I was like, I am going to sit on the couch and I'm not getting up until I finish this book, because I desperately needed to know what happened.
I think I'm through the first third, and okay, one, it's just extremely well written. It is very funny at points. In some ways, both Athena and June, Athena's kind of unlikable in that she's annoying, but you can't, she's dead through the book, so it's you can't hold anything against her for the book because she's dead.
Yeah, June is unlikable in that she's a bad person.
Yes. Athena is unlikable in that she's annoying.
Right.
And not very self-aware and kind of pretentious.
Yeah.
Which a lot of writers are. But it's really good. And I need to.
It's really good. I need you to finish it.
I'm working on it.
I know. I'm just ready to talk about it.
I was talking to Austin yesterday while we were sitting in the backyard while they were putting windows in, and I was like, I have this book I really want to finish, and I'm really annoyed because Katie finished it in 2 days, and he was like, well, you've been a little busier than Katie.
Yeah, I had a really slow week this week. I didn't have a lot going on.
I was like, thank you for noticing. It's not just that I was a slow reader this time, it's that I've been everywhere.
Yeah, and I've just had less going on this week than normal.
Which is usually not the case.
I know, yeah, I really leaned into I was like, this is a slow week, I'm gonna just devour this book and not feel bad about blowing off some of the other stuff I need to do.
Nice. Well, anyway, I'm gonna finish it probably very soon because I'll probably take an evening where I'm not putting this down.
Yep.
And I'm very excited to finish it. And I don't really regret spending $30 on it because I supported a local indie, and also it's a very pretty book.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I do want to also shout out to the thriller lovers that listen to this pod. I listened to a really good thriller on audiobook, which I don't do that many thrillers anymore, but I was like, it's October. I'm going to do this. And it's Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica, I think is how she pronounces her last name. And I don't really read many thrillers anymore where it's not obvious kind of what's going on. Mm-hmm. But this one was I was listening to the audiobook, and I had several moments where I was like, I'm just going to sit here and listen. And normally I'm doing other things while I'm listening to audiobooks, but I was I was like, what is going to happen? It was really good. And it has 4.15 stars on Goodreads. It was really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell my...
tell your grandma.
I'll tell my grandma.
Yep.
She loves thrillers.
Yeah. It's possible that she's already read this one. It's from 2 years ago. And it won it was nominated for a Goodreads Choice Award for Mystery and Thriller. So
nice.
It is a very popular book. But yeah, for the thriller girlies, I liked it.
Nice.
Yeah.
For our next book.
Yeah. I have not been this excited about one of our book club books in a really long time.
Yeah. So we both got this one for our September book of the month too. So if you also do book of the month, maybe you also pick this one up because it was the romance for September.
Yeah. If you listen to this podcast and you do book of the month, you probably picked this one.
Which is kind of exciting because I don't think we've done a book of the month
I don't think we have either.
Yeah, so hopefully we maybe reach some crossover audience.
Yeah.
Regardless. But it's You Again
I'm so excited about it.
by Kate Goldbeck.
I'm holding it above my head.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's got leaves all over the cover.
It's the When Harry Met Sally movie poster, but reanimated.
Yep.
And the book is a retelling of When Harry Met Sally.
Katie, would you love to read the blurb?
I would love to. For those who don't know, When Harry Met Sally is my all-time favorite movie. So I'm super excited about this. So here's the blurb. When Ari and Josh first meet, the wrong kind of sparks fly. They hate each other instantly. A free-spirited, struggling comedian, Ari likes to keep things casual and never sleeps over after hooking up. Josh, a born and bred New Yorker, has ambitious plans to take the culinary world by storm and find the one. They have absolutely nothing in common except that they happen to be sleeping with the same woman.
Hell yeah.
So not exactly a When Harry Met Sally retelling.
A more gay version.
A more gay version, and a little gender swapped because Ari is the one who's no strings attached, and Josh is the one looking for the one. Anyway. Ari and Josh never expect their paths to cross again, but years later, as they're both reeling from ego-bruising breakups, a chance encounter leads to a surprising connection, friendship. Turns out spending time with your former nemesis is fun when you're too sad to hate each other and too sad for hate sex. As friends without benefits, they find comfort in late-night Netflix binges, swiping through each other's online dating profiles, and bickering across boroughs, until one night, the unspoken boundaries of their platonic relationship begin to blur. With sharp observations and sizzling chemistry, You Again explores the dynamics of co-ed friendship in this irresistible romantic comedy of modern love in all its forms. I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited. Ooh, there's some appears to be text messages.
Oh, great.
I cannot wait for this. I need to put down one of the other two books I'm reading before I pick this up. But I'm excited.
So I hope some of you do Book of the Month, and I hope the ones that do pick this one because it would be very convenient.
It would be very convenient. If not, you can find it elsewhere.
Yep. Like perhaps our bookshop.
Yeah. Wow. What a segue.
We haven't plugged it in a little while.
Nope. We have a bookshop. It does give us some dollars. Not many dollars, but some dollars. And we make this podcast for no money. So
we are operating in the red still?
Yes.
We will.
As we will be forever.
That's fine.
I'm adding it to our bookshop right now as we speak.
Go buy it. Give us some cents.
Yes. I think we get like $1.
Really?
Something like that.
Well, go buy it.
Thanks for the $1.
Yes.
See y'all next time.